Hello Royals and welcome back to Happy Blonde. I am loving this new hair thing. My hair is naturally like this. Fun fact, I'm just surprised it looks this good. Anywho, I haven't put out a Party Princess training video in a very long time, and I thought, what video could I put out? And lately, I've been dealing with a lot of difficult clients. Don't get me wrong, 2023 has been incredible. Business has boomed so much, but that doesn't mean that we deal with our daily, weekly, monthly Karens here and there. So in today's video, I decided to talk to you about how to deal with those difficult clients, what actually is a difficult client, and my tips and tricks to obviously maintain that healthy growth mindset, that peace, that inner peace, without obviously harming your business. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Shirley, better known as Happy Blonde on social media. I am a Party Princess content creator, performance coach at Happy Blonde's Princess Training Academy, and the proud company owner of the character entertainment company Pixie Dusted. Pausing this video just to remind you, if you are a party princess and you are looking for a wonderful and magical experience to enhance your princess skills, gain more knowledge about the industry, build lifelong connections with other royals who are on the same growth path as you, and you're just looking for a little bit more of inspiration, stop what you're doing, go to the link down below and sign up for my princess retreat that will be held on February 24th. It is going to be a wonderful and magical experience. I am already 50% booked in the retreat, so if you don't want to miss that chance, definitely visit the link. Now, we can start off the video. What is a difficult client in the Party Princess industry? A difficult client is that one client that, first of all, can be ignorant because they have never ever hired a character, but their ignorance leads them to interfere with your job. This tends to happen a lot for those first timers. They don't really know what's going on and they feel the need to be very prepared because they feel you won't be, and in consequence, obviously, they get in the way of our job and what it is that we do. Another difficult client can be that client that wants to tell you what to do because they're just naturally a controlling Karen. This tends to happen to me a lot with grandmas. Every location is different, so I want you to comment down below throughout this entire video what similarities and what differences we do have. But a difficult client can also be that one client that wants to tell you what to do. Oh, we don't sing this. Can you do that? Oh, I know that you said that you were bringing this, but I don't want that. That kind of thing. Another example of a difficult client can be drunk dads. I get those literally almost at every single party. Drunk dads, they speak way too loud, you can barely even hear yourself, and they most of the time tend to cause accidents. The last drunk dad that I dealt with made the decorations catch fire. That can be a whole different story. And so on and so forth. Difficult clients are those clients that tend to interfere with our job, whether that is on purpose or due to their lack of experience working with character entertainers. So how are you going to deal with these difficult clients? My research, here we go. So here's the thing, before me giving you the tips about how to deal with these clients, I need to make a statement that I feel has never been said before. You can't always evade difficult clients, that is a fact, because people always tell you not every client is your client. But here's the thing that they never ever tell you. Sometimes you can understand when a client is not your client. For example, you can be in the middle of your booking process, this client maybe has questions and has reached out to you, and they are probably trying to cheap out on you, for example. Maybe you're like, well, I am sorry, ma'am, like, we cannot do this service, and they're like, oh, but why not? I will add an extra 20 for that. When you know that service is worth probably more than 100. That is a client that you can easily evade because you understood during your booking process that that client was not your client. You don't want to work with people who want to cheap out on you. You don't want to work with people who underestimate and undervalue your job. You don't want to work with people that essentially they don't really want to work with you. They just want the service. They just want to be able to say that, you know, oh, a princess came to my daughter's birthday party, but they're not really in love with your company. They're just looking for their easy way out. You can easily evade that client and be like, you know, ma'am, like, I apologize, like, we're not a match, or blah, blah, blah. I don't have availability for that, blah, 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 blah. You can easily evade that client. The thing that nobody tells you is that some clients you cannot evade, and you have to understand that they are not your client when you went through the bad experience. For example, I had a Moana party in January, and this is the party where everything caught fire. And, it was already a difficult party to begin with. There were some scheduling issues and whatnot, but, that's again another story. And the thing is that I was feeling overwhelmed for this party because this woman is one of the chiefs for a children's venue that we usually work at a lot. And I thought if we provide an excellent service, maybe they would want to work with us at her business. So, I was already feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but nothing that we can't handle. I trust my cast, I trust my company, I trust my value, and I trust my girls. The thing is that we walk into this party and absolutely everything went wrong. We had the naggy grandmas. Mom did not understand that it didn't matter how many speakers she used. The drunk dads were speaking way, way louder than any boombox or speaker could have ever, competed with that. Drunk dad made the decor caught fire, and not only that, drunk dad hit a girl with a piñata because he was just that drunk. So a lot of things are happening, and it was a horrible party. It was far away. When me and my performer were coming back home, the only thing that we thought was, oh my gosh, this party is such a disappointment. And that's when it kind of clicked for me that, like, hey, this wasn't my client. If this client acts like this all the time, I do not want it. Because, for example, Moana was trying to be generous with the little girl, with the birthday girl, and she was trying to really connect with her. And this child was not having it. She was punching people and all that stuff. And the mom was like, oh, you're so silly. You don't want to work with those clients. The thing is that you had to go through the experience of working with this client and feeling disappointed and overwhelmed in order for you to understand that that wasn't your client. This lighting changes off. The pups are barking, so I apologize in advance. What are those tips to work with these difficult clients? Whether you can or can't evade them. Because, sometimes, again, you understand that a client is not your client right off the bat. Sometimes you don't. What are my 3 tips? First tip, know your limits. For example, if you don't work a certain location, do not sink into a client's cheap manipulation in order to get you to work that location. If you know that you have a certain structure and your parties work a certain way, do not change your structure for this client. Know your limits, know your boundaries, and know your workflow. Do not let them touch that, because the minute that they do is the minute that you're giving them the power to manipulate how you and your business operates. Tip number 2 is to have a backup. Things go wrong in a lot of parties and events. Trust me, I've learned that the hard way. The thing is that you have to have a backup for almost everything that happens. For example, sometimes there are some very, very difficult kids at parties, and the first instinct is to obviously have the princess try and work it out, like through the values and through, oh no, that is not the example of a princess or a prince. But there are moments that kids do get violent or aggressive and parents don't really tend to do anything. This is the moment where I recommend having a character attendant present, have the character attendant deal with the situation. If mom and dad are not paying attention, somebody in the party will. But getting the character attendant in there and aiding the princess is my backup plan when that happens. So for things like, for example, parents wanting things a different way or wanting to add certain games that maybe were not on the list, and you already had a party structure, you walked into the party, they never really notified anything, for example, have a backup as to how you're going to deal with these situations in the most professional way, because that is the thing. Try to keep your composure at all times. Think Cinderella, like have courage and be kind. Having composure and being professional at all times is what's going to ensure that your business will survive without a nasty Karen coming out for it. My last Frozen party was also a disaster. That was the worst client that I've ever had in my life. And throughout this entire situation, we were professional. We held our composure. We were very amicable and very friendly and easy to work with. Did we want to work with this client mid-party? No, absolutely we did not. Did the client reach out to us to say like, oh my gosh, you guys are amazing and blah, blah, blah? Yes, she did. Does that mean that we will work with her again? No, it does not. Because again, we managed to maintain that professionalism so that our business wasn't harmed and the client was happy, but we knew where our boundaries lied. Oh, that's rain. That was a lighting change. My third tip for you is to stand your ground with confidence. And again, this kind of ties everything up together because, you know, having a backup plan, knowing what your limits are, people will try to question those limits. People will try to like boycott that plan B or that backup plan that you have. It is time to stand your ground with confidence and look up to your client. And, you know, for example, if they want something done a certain way and it cannot be done that way, don't try to, you know, like give rounds to it. Just say it how it is. For example, in my company, we sometimes wear masks for parties because COVID levels here tend to rise really quickly and they tend to drop really quickly. And there are some moments that working obviously in big events or in parties where there's a lot of people can be not only like a contagious environment for my cast, it can also be a contagious environment for the kids. I try to protect kids as much as humanly possible. So whenever COVID cases rise more than 20%, we do wear masks. When they don't, we tend to lower them. We had the Frozen client, she wanted us to work without our masks, like go against company policy, go against the contract that she already signed, because that's another thing. Your contract will save you if you detail your contract. So absolutely everything that you can think of, put it in there. All of those disclaimers, all of those policies, because that contract is going to help you stand your ground later. So she calls me and she's like, oh, I want you to not wear masks because the princesses can't connect with the kids. I stopped her. I literally called her with all the confidence in the world. You know, I was slightly terrified that this woman was going to come after me. But with all the confidence in the world, I told her, ma'am, that is not possible because of company policy. You did sign a contract agreeing with the said company policy. If you don't agree with the company policy and you think that the masks are in the way, which they are not, because we have never had this problem, and I can guarantee that the character was actually engaging in the previous party that you witnessed, we can just cancel your party. The minute that I said I could cancel your party, she just stopped complaining, because that's the thing. What I want you to sometimes understand is that most of these difficult clients complain because they have literally nothing else to do, and they want to obviously like break into your own boundaries and schedules and workflow and routine and policies and think that they're too important in order for them to, you know, try to take command. Don't let them do that. Most of these clients are just bored, and at the end of the day, if you deal with things in a professional and amicable manner, your business is going to be just fine. And again, have that contract as a backup, because having that written down and signed by your client is going to ensure that you are doing everything by the book. I truly hope that you enjoyed this Party Princess training video. It's more on the terms of behind the magic, but it is something that a lot of you deal with, and I wanted to be able to aid you as much as humanly possible. If you have any doubts, questions, or concerns, you can message me over on my Instagram at happy.blonde.s. If you haven't joined the Academy, go ahead and do so. We now have a free plan where you can just join the community and be a part of monthly activities, and you can get access to free resources, all that fun stuff and jazz. And again, that is fully free, so go ahead and join the Academy if you haven't. Again, sign up for that retreat. Don't wait until tickets run out. Sign up for the retreat. It will be a magical and wonderful experience. Happy Blonde signing off, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!